Okay, hey everybody. So we ran it again. This time it was 58 seconds. Should have picked up the changes that we did with the new data, with the actual data. So let's see what it gives us over here in Athena. So if we click on Athena, it remembers what I did last time, which is pretty cool, our table structures. And if I say run again, this is our new data. And how cool is that? So we have our IDs, we have our min, our max, our value, our range. I'm doing top 10 because there's a lot in there. But what if we say something like, where minimum value is greater than 1,000. Okay, so run, and that's going to run our query, and there we go. So we bring back massive amounts of data because I think everything's over 1,000. But the point is now this is just a SQL window. Now I can come in here and say explain, and it will explain the process that it took. This only took one, so not a big deal. And then of course a logical plan. If you understand SQL, you'll understand where this came from. But most importantly, this is just a basic query window at this point. Now I can save off these queries. So I can create it into a view. That's what I was looking. So there's table selected. If we used iceberg, and again, I would probably use iceberg in this situation. We'll talk about it later. There's a lot of things that you can do. Recrawl if I need to create the view. Our recent queries, notice I've been doing this for a while. Our saved queries. So maybe I want to take this right here and save this query off. And then you can run it again and again. And then that's where the S3 share comes from that we were talking about doing the extra buckets inside S3. So that's kind of it. Now the next thing you can do something like Quicksight. If you don't know what Quicksight is, Quicksight builds dashboards for you. And I can save these queries off into a, let's see, let's close this. Let's say I wanted to create a new data set, and I say new. Then in here, I could go directly to S3 if I want to, or more importantly, I can do Athena, right? And then give it a name. We'll call it Gold 2. And then our primary work group. We've only got the one, so that's fine. We can validate connection. It's good, so we'll create a data source. It's connecting. And then in here, we want to make sure we connect to our medallion, right? And then that's our table. So our catalog, our database, our tables, and I can just preview this if I want to, right? Oh, I've got to give myself permission. So that's one bad thing too. I don't have permission for this. But once you do that, then you can come in here and you can actually start building out a dashboard that's going to show. So the cool thing is you can do, so executive dashboard with Aws Quicksight, and you can build some really nice dashboards that you can connect and just build something like a Grafana type dashboard. Like this is an example of one right here. So this is pretty nice. So there's a lot that you can do with this. That to me would probably be the end state. Or the truth is, let's just close all this. The truth is you could save this data off back to another S3 bucket, right? And then you can pull from that bucket. But what we've done, kind of cool, kind of not. If you don't like this, oh well, sorry. But if you go back, what we done was we created our data lake. We used the medallion where we went from bronze, right? And we brought in some raw data. And then from the bronze, we did our ETL. We took that into gold. And then, of course, from there, no, I'm not gold. Sorry, bronze into silver. I was like, where's our data? Our data, oh, because we're in scripts. Silver, one last time, Tim. We dumped this into our merge. Then we brought that into our Athena. We crawled it, stuck it into a table. And then from there, there's a lot more we can do with it once it's that point. At that point, we could actually do things in Athena and write it back to here if we want to. We can save it off into a dashboard of Quicksight. So there's a lot of information there's a lot of cool things you can do with it, but I hope that kind of gave you an idea. The whole point was just to kind of lay it out, this whole medallion concept here and how you could use it and why you would want to use it, right? The biggest one is you're bringing in raw data. So data sources, streaming or batching, bringing into your raw bronze, and in this case we used S3 buckets, and then we took it over. Now this isn't just an Amazon architect, right? This is using the Medallion Architect with Amazon, which is probably what I'll call this video suite anyway, because I don't really have a name for it. But this is, again, I would recommend doing this one, Data Engineering Wiki, and just kind of read about it. Finally, the gold, you know, it meets the business requirements, you know, and that to me would be where you're actually physically doing something with it. And now that it's in a database in S3, you can use other features inside. I guess that's the most important thing that I didn't call out here, is that this is actually in a database in Aws. Okay, so that's kind of where that is. That's what Athena did it for us, or actually our crawler did it for us, and then our Athena allows us to run queries against it, just to prove that it's there. Now, with saying that, it's kind of bugging me that I forgot where that save button was. So now we have a view that we can always access and come back to. So, but anyway, with saying that, there's a lot that you could have fun with this. I hope if you are interested, and maybe I'll do another video on glue, because I've been reading about that very heavily. It's kind of cool that you can do ETLs. So if I create an ETL, I can create a visual. I can say, give me a glue data catalog, right? Sorry, log here. And we're going to choose our medallion gold, and our table is going to be this. Okay. And then that's fine. It's going to take a few seconds, and you'll see the data. See, here's the data, so we can see what it looks like. And then what we want that to do is, how do I tell it to do next? Oh, output schema. So, nope, no, that's fine. So anyway, you get it. So I may kind of play with this and build one out, because I did one the other day because I couldn't get my JSON to write to the right database. So I built this out, and it wrote it out just fine, which was kind of cool. But you have your, transforms. So sources, transforms, then targets. There we go. That's why. So transforms, and then my target is going to be my S3 bucket, which is here. Oops. My S3 bucket. There we go. That's what I was looking for. But notice we can go to HANA, we can go to MongoDB, Snowflake, SQL Server with a glue catalog. So I can actually take this data and dump it to a table in SQL Server. But let's give this a try. So here we're going to go to Data Lake, and we're going to go to our gold copy, and I'm okay with that. So actually, let's check it and choose compression type. I guess that's okay. I think I would use a gzip. What if we don't what if we just do it uncompressed? So we can, that's fine. I think that's okay. We might be okay with that. JSON is what we want our data to be. Compressed type is none. Yeah, I'm thinking we may want to do CSV, but let's see what JSON gives us, just for kicks and giggles. We're going to save this. I'll give it a name. So save to gold. ETL job. Okay, so now let's save. And let's go ahead and just run it. We don't have parameters, so we're just going to say run. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry. Just run. We'll see what happens. Anyway, so I'm probably going to cut this video. Oh, it's airing out because I just ran it. But from there, you can go over and look at your ETL jobs. So we've got one running now, job type. So the one thing I want to do really quick, and then we're going to end this, is go over here, and I don't think we did anything yet. Gold. Yeah, so it hasn't done it yet. But what it should do is, it says one running, which is here. Let's just see how long it takes. I may stop the video and come back, and I may do a final video just to explain what we did. Automation piece is not too hard. You're just going to delete and update and things like that inside your S3 buckets. It has great documentation on how to do that. But more importantly, I also did another video on how to use a command line tool. It's kind of the same process with Python. It's not too complicated. Anyway, hope this was helpful and enjoy.